right, welcome to today's explainer. If you're serious about leveling up your professional growth and personal development, you are in exactly the right place. Today, we're breaking down a highly impactful framework from our source text titled Get 1% Better Every Day. We're going to thoroughly analyze the core concepts of this 1% mindset and transform these insights into a structured, highly actionable visual guide. We'll see exactly why massive, sudden overhauls rarely work and why the real secret to true transformation lies in the smallest daily actions. Okay, let's dive into this. Right out of the gate, our source material completely debunks the myth of the overnight success with this profound realization. Success is not a one-time event. It's so easy to look at high achievers and assume they experienced some sudden magical breakthrough, right? But the text warns us that relying purely on sudden bursts of motivation is a massive mistake. You see, motivation is just an emotional state. It fluctuates and eventually it fades. If you wait until you feel motivated to act, you are setting yourself up for inconsistency. So here is our roadmap for this explainer. 1. The core philosophy. 2. Build systems, not goals. 3. Focus and discipline. 4. Taking continuous action. And 5. A new identity. Part 1. The core philosophy. The power of 1%. Let's look at the math here, because it's actually wild. The 1% rule presented in the text states that if you improve by just 1% every single day, the compounding effect is staggering. By the end of exactly 1 year, you don't just get slightly better, you become roughly 37 times better at whatever you're doing. 37 times! It's basically the compound interest of self-improvement. The tiny, almost invisible changes you make on a random Tuesday morning multiply over the months to create a totally unrecognizable level of mastery. And this brilliantly illustrates the underlying mechanism making that 37x growth actually possible. Process versus event. The text stresses that success is a continuously running process. An event is relying on sudden motivation. Watching an inspiring video and working out for 3 hours once a month. That just exhausts you. The actual driving force, the true engine of success, is found in discipline and daily systems. It's the quiet, unglamorous process of doing the work every single day, regardless of your emotional state. Moving right along to section 2, build systems, not goals, shifting your mindset. Now we're going to shift our pacing a bit and dive into our key principles. Principle number 2 from the text hits incredibly hard. End the all or nothing mindset. Honestly, how often do we think to ourselves, well, if I can't give 100% to this project today, I just won't do it at all? The text explicitly calls this out. Dropping your effort to 0% because conditions aren't perfect is a massive trap. Doing a little bit, even if it's literally just reading 1 page or writing 1 paragraph, is always fundamentally better than doing nothing. That tiny, compromised effort is the very core of keeping the 1% rule alive. This ties perfectly into Principle 3, goals versus systems. The text makes a highly critical distinction here. Goals are perfectly fine, sure, but their only real utility is to show you the direction you need to travel. Having a goal to write a book? That just points you toward your desk. It is the daily system, like writing 200 words every morning, that actually gets you there. Goals are simply the compass. Your systems are the vehicle that physically moves you forward. Which brings us to section 3, focus and discipline, morning mastery. Let's craft a quick game plan for structuring your morning for maximum impact. First, win the first hour. When you wake up, instead of immediately scrolling on your phone, invest that specific time entirely in improving yourself. Next, do the hardest thing first. The text notes that your willpower is at its absolute peak in the morning, so knock out your most difficult tasks immediately. Third, strengthen your focus. Your attention is your biggest strength, so actively distance yourself from useless, distracting things. And finally, embrace the boring. We often seek out novelty, but true mastery comes from doing the boring, fundamental tasks repeatedly without complaining. Section 4. Taking continuous action. The path through discomfort. So, once the morning is won, how do we overcome the inevitable friction throughout the rest of our day? This brings us to principles 1, 11, 9, and 13. First up, you've got to stop looking for shortcuts, because quick success simply doesn't exist. The text uses a fantastic visual analogy here. Think of a river slowly but continuously cutting through solid stone. It is continuous, relentless hard work that brings real change. Second, let pain be your direction. Where there is discomfort, there is growth. If you are entirely comfortable, you just aren't moving forward. Third, you must learn to boldly say no to small, useless distractions so you can fiercely protect your focus for the big things. And lastly, Take action and learn along the way. Stop waiting for the perfect time. Start right now and improve as you walk the path. Section 5. A new identity, environment, and self-worth. As we wrap up these principles, the text shifts focus toward optimizing your environment. So the crucial point is really captured right here in these final 3 principles we'll cover, 7, 10, and 12. Principle 7 warns us to stay with the right people, because you inevitably become exactly like those you spend your time with. Choose your company with extreme wisdom. Principle 10 dictates that you must invest in your mind. Increasing your knowledge and skills takes absolute priority over temporary, fleeting comforts. And Principle 12 frees you from a very heavy burden. Stop seeking others' approval. Do not compare yourself to the people around you. Compare yourself only to who you were yesterday. Actually, your past self is your only valid benchmark for that 1% growth. Finally, Section 6, Conclusion. Success is a lifestyle. All right, we've explored the math, and we've rapidly broken down the principles for daily execution. Let's look at the ultimate conclusion. The text defines the endgame perfectly. Success is not merely a final result. It's not just a trophy sitting on a shelf. When you genuinely commit to this daily system, success stops being a distant destination you hope to arrive at one day. Instead, it becomes your identity. By making the effort to get 1% better every single day into a rigid habit, it transforms into your permanent lifestyle. And slowly, consistently, it is that very lifestyle that makes you a successful person. We've seen that relying on sudden motivation is a mistake, and that building a daily system is the actual vehicle for a 37x transformation over a year. The framework is right in front of you. The 13 principles are mapped out, so I leave you with this final thought to consider. Which 1% habit will begin shaping your new identity today? You don't need to change the whole shebang all at once. You just need to start with 1% right now.